This box can power a mini refrigerator. Literally, this is the Bluetti EB70, and right now I have it powering all my equipment. That includes my 200 watts light and supporting lights, and also my laptop and desktop behind me, including my Starlink router. Basically everything on in my space right now is connected to the extension box plugged here, and I can turn it off with this button. There goes all the lights. Now let's talk about it. The Bluetti EB70 is a portable power station from Bluetti with a 716 watt-hours battery and a rating of 1000 watts. It is capable of serving as a backup power solution to power your essentials for a long period of time, depending on what load you throw at it. For the period of this video, I have my stopwatch taking record of how long this will be powering my equipment while I make this video, so we can get a good idea of how well it lasts when used at this capacity in real time. I'm sure you're wondering why it's already 17 minutes. Well, normally the time it takes to make a video is a lot longer than the final duration that gets uploaded to YouTube, so don't be surprised if this video is 5 minutes and stopwatch reads over 20 minutes. Well, it definitely will. Ideally, I spend a few minutes trying to set up and test that everything is working fine before I start filming. So more about the Bluetti EB70 and less about my creative process. Now, this costs somewhere around $700 if you are buying the power station alone. Here in Nigeria, it costs about 451k. You can actually buy it with the solar kit for some extra funds. Now, one thing I like about the Bluetti EB70 is the fact that it has a couple of options for charging, and it provides the necessary charging accessories in the box. Aside the power station, there is a power brick you can use to charge it with electricity or maybe your power generator. There's also the car charging option, hence this 12-volt car charger. You can plug this end to your car and connect it to the power station, and it will charge just fine. It will take a little longer than when charging with electricity though, but this is handy for when you've not charged it and you're going on a long trip. You can charge on your way. You also get the cables needed to charge it with solar panels. Either you buy it with the solar kit or you get your own panels that meet the requirements as displayed on the screen. And yes, you can use it while charging as it supports pass-through charging. Powering it with the recommended solar panels, it can charge full within 3 to 4 hours. With direct electricity from the wall outlet, it will also use around the same time charging. But charging with your car will take about 7 to 8 hours if empty. Now, the Bluetti EB70 gets 2 years warranty coverage as long as you have purchased it from authorized sources. There are a couple other Bluetti products you can find on their website. They recently launched officially in Nigeria. I'll have a link in the description if you intend to buy one. Actually, you get a 10% discount. Now, the Bluetti EB70 comes with a 716 watt-hours battery, which I've mentioned before, and it can last a long time depending on what you throw at it. It's a lithium iron phosphate battery, which is proven to be safer and also has longer lifespan. Its wattage is 1000 watts and 1400 watts for surge. It will handle your essential electronics up to 1000 watts combined, and depending on whether you max out this capacity, the battery can last you either up to 20 hours or less than an hour. So it's a 716 watt-hours battery. If I'm using just under 100 watts on a full charge, it should last me at least 6 hours. A mini refrigerator or your average TV shouldn't consume more than 100 watts. Using the current gadgets I have plugged in, which is consuming just about 200 watts fully charged, it should last close to 3 hours. Ideally, I won't have all this plugged in for up to an hour filming like this. Currently, we've spent like 22 minutes and the battery is still showing 100%. Maxing this to 1000 watts and you won't get up to 40 minutes with it. So it all depends on how you use it. It is a backup electricity solution, and I won't really recommend maxing it out unless you really need to, or if you have it charging via the solar panels, of course you can max it out because pass-through charging. Now, if I am to use this to power say my laptop for work and charge my devices, it will last me quite long. To test just how much it can handle, I tried this with my water dispenser, which can pass for a refrigerator, which also has a heater, and the EB70 powered it well. Occasionally, I've also used it with my microwave, and the consumption varied between 35 watts to 1000. Another use case I tried was to plug in my PlayStation 5 and 55 inches QLED TV to see how long it would last. Both combined was consuming just between 200 to just over 300 watts depending on what game I was running. Some games might demand less from the PlayStation, hence consume less power. With about 80% battery left, I was able to run my console and TV of the Bluetti EB70 for about 2 hours and 15 minutes before I got low battery warning. If it was 100%, it would definitely last longer. Now note that if you try to plug in something too powerful to this, it would show an overload indicator on the display. I actually like that it has an LCD screen you can use to monitor its battery level and how much power is being consumed. Now the display only stays on for about 30 to 60 seconds. Pressing any of the power buttons once will bring it back on. We've used 27 minutes and then we still have 100% battery. The EB70 power station comes with a lot of useful ports. There are 2 USB-C ports with power delivery 3.0 capable of 100 watts. 2 USB-A ports, 2 DC ports, and a 12-volt port. It also supports 15 watts wireless charging. Just place your device on top and it will charge wirelessly, as long as the device actually has wireless charging. It has 2 AC outlets where you can plug in your other electronics. If you have more than 2 things plugged in, you can just connect an extension box like I've done and plug everything. There are 3 power buttons, one for the ports, the other for the AC outlets, and the third one for the torch, which has 2 levels of brightness. The torch can come in handy if you want to use it as a light source. It's actually pretty bright too and doesn't consume any more than a single watt. You have its charging port right here, and I like that you have all outlets and basically everything on one side. No need turning around to look for ports. While using the charger, the indicator is red when charging and it turns green when fully charged. The battery has dropped by 20%. That's about 33 minutes already on the clock. Now this power station weighs about 9.7 kilograms. It has fans within to dissipate heat. The fans come on when I plug it in to charge. It has also come on when I connect gadgets that consume too much power. With what I have plugged in right now with just about 200 watts, the fans have not kicked in. It is not recommended to use this under direct sunlight for obvious reasons. Also, while you can charge with your car, it's also not recommended to use it while driving. This is meant as a portable power station and it will come in handy when you're out camping or maybe at the beach. If you live in this part of the world where electricity is not consistent, it will also serve you. Just note that you can only get the best out of it when you use it as a backup as intended and only connect essentials to it. Now, while it can power a lot of appliances within its wattage, I personally won't use it at up to even half capacity frequently because I need it to last longer. This is a solid power station and I've actually found myself using it more than I thought I would. So that's the Bluetti EB70. Now during the course of this filming session, it has been on for about 38 minutes, that's going to 39 minutes, and consuming just over 200 watts of power, and the battery has only dropped by 20%. So with 80% battery left, this should still give me a couple more hours. How would you rate it? Will you buy one?